According to Bill Gates, only three jobs, three industries will survive the AI takeover. Only three. And if you're not in these three industries, then there's cause for concern. Um, yeah, cause for concern. If only three industries are going to survive, then we better make sure we're in one of these three industries for what's coming. In the previous video I did, I talked about how Bill Gates predicted that in the next 10 years, humans, for the most part, will become unnecessary because AI will take over most jobs, and only very few jobs will remain. So that's a stark warning, and I believe it's a call for us to start reskilling and repositioning ourselves for what's to come in the next 10 years. Okay, so what are these three industries that Bill Gates is predicting will be the ones to survive? So let's read this article. It's an article on economictimes.com, and it was written on March 28th, 2025. So just a couple of days ago, still a new article. And it says the rise of artificial intelligence is no longer a futuristic fantasy. It's happening now, and it's reshaping industries at an unprecedented pace. While some see AI as a revolutionary tool, others fear the impending doom of mass job displacement. And listen to this, and according to tech billionaire Bill Gates, those fears might not be entirely unfounded. So Bill Gates is saying you should be worried. You know that all of this talk of impending doom and mass job loss because of the AI revolution, that there is some credibility to it, and you should be worried. You know, Gates warned that AI will render many jobs obsolete in the coming years, automating roles across multiple industries. But amid the uncertainty, he has identified three professions that will likely survive the AI revolution, at least for now. And this is not even a long term survival. He's saying for now, these will survive. But I guess what that, if you read between the line, that ultimately means that at some point AI will also take over these three areas or these industries that are relatively safe for now. And the first of those jobs says the three jobs AI can't replace, again, with the caveat yet, is one, coders who are the architects of AI. Ironically, the people building AI systems are the ones most likely to keep their jobs. While AI has made significant strides in generating code, it still lacks the precision and problem solving skills needed to create complex software. So, Bill Gates believes human programmers will remain essential for debugging, refining, and advancing AI itself. There's been a lot of talk lately that, because of the advances in AI and AI's ability to code itself or write code, that programmers will no longer be needed. But Gates is saying for now, well, we're still going to need the coders um, and the architects of AI. So that's an industry to potentially get into if you're already in the tech field or in the IT industry. You may want to consider getting some software engineering skills, learning how to code. One of the major languages right now that's popular is Python. And if you can get that under your skill set, then you may be all right. Maybe. So let's continue. Simply put, AI needs people to build and manage it. Making code is a rare breed of workers whose skill will only become more valuable. So the alarm bell's not quite sounding very loudly yet for software engineers. I know some in that industry are worried because ultimately AI will be able to program and code itself. But for now, it seems you're safe. Number two industry is the energy experts, the guardians of power. And it says the energy sector is too vast and intricate for AI to manage alone. Whether dealing with oil, nuclear power, or renewables, industry experts are required to navigate regulatory landscapes, strategize sustainable solutions, and handle the unpredictable nature of global energy demands. And Gates argues that while AI can assist in analysis and efficiency, human expertise is irreplaceable in decision making and crisis management. So the involvement of human expertise is still needed in the area of energy, in the energy space. And so for now, energy professionals remain indispensable. And that is up until the point where AI is able to, um, do all these things that humans are doing. So although right now We still need the industry experts to navigate, regulation, landscape, and strategy, and so on and so forth, which makes this industry a viable one in terms of, job security for the foreseeable future. But ultimately, I think this is something that AI will still take over. Human expertise will ultimately be replaced in the decision making and crisis management in these areas as artificial intelligence becomes more and more intelligent. Okay, so that's industry number two. And then industry number three is biologists, the explorers of life. Biologists, particularly in medical research and scientific discovery, rely on creativity, intuition, critical thinking, qualities that AI still struggles to replicate. While AI can analyze massive data sets and aid in diagnosing diseases, it lacks the ability to formulate groundbreaking hypotheses or make intuitive leaps in research. But I think that, there is this concept of general AI and then general artificial super intelligence, which is sort of going to be the evolution of AI. And general AI is basically when AI gets to the point where it's basically able to do everything that humans can do, and then there's going to be artificial super intelligence, which is just unfathomable, where AI is just it's just gone. And we won't be able to keep up with it. It will become so intelligent and just surpass anything that we're able to do intellectually. But for now, Gates is saying that biologists in the medical area of medical research and scientific discovery, that's an area where creativity and intuition and critical thinking is very much needed. And these are qualities that AI struggles to replicate. And this is something, that I think we should take careful consideration of, because creativity, intuition, critical thinking, these anything, any industry or any job or business or work that requires creativity, intuition, and critical thinking, I believe will still be all right for now. I mean, we haven't seen it in the content creation space, the space that I'm in, where AI isn't necessarily replacing what we do; it's just giving us a different way to be creative, and to and to express our critical thinking. For one of the things ways I use it, I use AI tools to create avatars, and do voiceovers to present some of my content. I use it to generate images and videos for B-roll for my content, and it just makes the work a lot faster than the tools that we had before. So if you're in the creative space, I think you will be okay because human creativity is still going to be needed. But in saying that, AI is getting to a place where it is able to create. It can generate images based on prompts. It can generate videos based on prompts. It can write you stories and poems and music based on prompts. But I think working alongside AI tools to expand your creativity is the play. And if you're not already doing that, if you're not already exploring that, how you can get creative with these AI tools, I think that's an area to consider. Um, because those that are able to, for now anyway, we don't know what's going to happen in 10 years time and how intelligent this thing is going to be, where even maybe our own creativity might be redundant. But for now, um, you know AI still struggles in the area of creativity, intuition, and critical thinking. And if you can position yourself in areas that rely on creativity, intuition, and critical thinking, such as the biology space, then you could be all right. So, I mean, if you've got kids that are young right now and they're going to be soon charting their path for the careers that they want in the future, I have a young daughter. I would probably be encouraging her to either go into one of these three: biology, energy, and coding. She already loves coding, so maybe that's going to be a viable. And she's great at math, so that could be a good career for her and something that she will enjoy doing, as well as be in demand, in the future of what AI holds. So these are some things to think about. And again, this is just a tweet on X reiterating Bill Gates believed only coders, energy specialists, and biologists will survive AI's hostile takeover. Meanwhile, if I'm not mistaken, Jensen recently said coders are likely to not have jobs. My takeaway is nobody knows. And this basically reiterates what I was saying, because there has been a lot of narrative recently that coders are not safe because of AI's ability to code. And there's, things like no code solutions that people are using to develop AI agents. So our code is really safe. But yeah, no one really knows. And the future is very uncertain, unclear. But one thing that we do know is that there will be a takeover. I don't know if it'll be a hostile one. It could be, but AI is going to take over a lot of jobs, a lot of industries. And right now, we don't know who's safe. So, a future reshaped by AI. Gates acknowledges that his predictions may not be foolproof, so he could be wrong. And AI's influence on the job market will likely evolve in ways we can't yet foresee, just as the Industrial Revolution and the internet transformed the workforce. AI will redefine how we work and what skills remain valuable, and it's already doing that. And if you're not already learning AI tools, or at the very least researching how AI will impact your industry, you could be in for a big shock. My advice: start learning AI tools, start learning how you can implement it, how you can automate, and how you can develop, maintain these systems, these AI systems, because those in that area, you know, I think relatively they could be okay. For now, those in code and energy and biology can breathe a little easier. For the rest, it might be time to upskill. What I've been saying, it's time to upskill, innovate, start learning AI, start learning these tools, might start reconsidering career. If the career you're in is one that's going to be significantly under threat, if the things that you do are repetitive and can be easily replaced with automation, you need to get out and you need to start thinking of, okay, what's my next step? As Gates suggests, prepare for a future where AI is not just an assistant, but a competitor. Whew, man, that's scary. And a competitor that will never get sick, that never needs sick days, that doesn't need to get paid, that doesn't get tired, can work 24/7, 365, doesn't need holidays, doesn't need vacation. Oh my God. Despite his optimism about AI's potential, Bill Gates has issued a stark warning: in just a decade, artificial intelligence could advance to a point where human expertise is no longer essential for most tasks. And I did a video on this in my previous video. You can check that out. I will link to it at the end of this video. Yeah, and it's something that he mentioned while he was speaking on the Tonight Show. Gates emphasized that AI will revolutionize fields like medicine, education, making expert level knowledge freely available. Again, I covered that in my previous video. His concerns echo those of Microsoft AI CEO Mustafa Suleiman, who predicts AI will ultimately replace rather than augment human labor. Guys, man, the future is interesting. The future is very interesting. Okay. Um, Gates remains hopeful about AI's role in solving global challenges. He acknowledges the risks of misinformation, bias, and deepfakes. His reflection on AI's rapid evolution from OpenAI's breakthrough is ASIN, sorry, OpenAI's breakthrough in ASIN and AP biology exam to its unforeseen acceleration highlights both the promise and peril of this technological shift. As AI marches towards dominance, Gates urges young innovators to embrace its potential, warning that the future of human labor remains in an uncertainly that the future of human labor remains uncertain in an increasingly automated world. There's going to be less and less demand for human labor. So what does that mean? This is the question that I keep asking. Okay, fine, AI is doing all these great things and we can automate and la da 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 da. It's great for business, increases their profit margin. But if AI is going to do all of these things and put a lot of people out of jobs, no one is making money, then it's going to have an impact on business because no one's going to be able to buy your products and services. And if AI does replace what we're doing, and these are questions I'm going to keep asking, then what's the future for us? What do we do for work? How do we live? How do we pay for things? How do we survive? How do we make a living? What will be our livelihood like? These are things that we need answers to, um, because if people are no longer able to work and there's no jobs because AI does everything, how do they live? And my fear is that the elites are going to use this in such a way to bring mass control. Bring mass control, because if we're dependent on the government for assistance, because that's the only way we can now sustain ourselves or eat or have shelter, because AI does everything, and we're no longer free and able to go out and earn for ourselves and be masters of our own lives and destiny, then somebody's ultimately going to be controlling how we can live. So this is my worry, and I know that it's out there. It's you know, uh, what do you call it? Conspiracy down the line of conspiracy theories and all of this stuff. But it is a serious question that needs to be asked based on what the world is going to shaping up to look like. Anyway, let's continue. While AI is reshaping industries, many experts believe that human ingenuity remains irreplaceable in unexpected ways. Professions rooted in creativity, again, like we discussed earlier, creativity, emotional intelligence, and ethical reasoning, such as therapists, artists, and legal experts, still require the nuanced understanding that AI struggles to replicate. So again, these type of jobs that require creativity, emotional intelligence, and ethical reasoning. Um, if you're thinking about a career change and planning for what the world will look like and skills that will still be in demand as AI continues to take over more and more industries and jobs, then these skills and these areas where these skills are required should be high up on your top lists of priority. Yeah, so moreover, jobs emphasizing human connection, like caregiving and education, will likely persist, evolving alongside technology rather than being replaced by it. But based on what Gates said in the previous article and video that I did, education is going to be freely available. So I think this is a bit misleading, because this is one of the biggest areas I think will take over, as we already seen anyway. But guys, let me know what you think in the comment section. Um, what are you doing to prepare? What are you doing to prepare for the AI takeover and what the future of work is going to look like? Do you agree that only these three areas that Gates pointed out will still be relevant? you know, what do you think the world would look like? How are you planning for it? Are you planning to change careers? Are you planning to upskill? I'm really curious to know what steps you're taking so that I can learn. I don't have the answers. I'm trying to find the answers myself and make sure that I'm positioning myself and my family in the best way possible for what the future is going to be like in the next 10 years. So any insights and answers that you can share in the comment section, I personally will be grateful for. Okay, now check out this next video, the one I did before this, where Gates was basically essentially saying that humans will no longer be needed in the next 10 years.